You had a chance to look over the questions, right?
Yes, I did have a chance to look over the questions. I couldn't recite them to you or read them to you right now.
That's okay, don't worry. I'm gonna ask you the questions anyway.
Yeah,
walk me through like the process of finding faith in the first place.
Okay. I was my first interaction with Christianity, the Christian faith, comes from when I went to primary school. I went to a Church of England primary school. A lot of church services, hymn singing, all that kind of stuff. And when you go to that kind of school, it's quite easy to just sort of go, well, teachers talk, because in those schools, they're faith schools, so they have to talk like God's real, God exists. So it's quite easy to just sort of fall into it as a child, just sort of going like, I believe. And so up until probably year 3, that was, I guess, in a non-realistic way at all, my first pseudo-interaction with the Christian faith. Because I don't come from a Christian family, my parents aren't religious at all. They're actually quite opposed to religion as a whole. Yeah, they don't like me being Christian, really. My dad's against religion for different reasons to my mum. My dad's against religion, I think, just because he had quite a hard life for a very long time, and I think struggles to see a bit of sort of the cosmic justice of it all. If God's behind the curtain, pulling the strings. And also he, unfortunately, because of his military service, has seen quite a few things, and I don't think he's quite comfortable with that. My mum, on the other hand, does not like religion at all. Is very much, it's not real, it's because it's not real, it's wrong to believe in it, and it's bad to believe in wrong things, and she doesn't see why, to use her words, you should live your life on your knees begging for forgiveness for something you haven't done.
Doesn't it keep you separate from the rest of your family?
I didn't have them come to my baptism or my confirmation. Not out of I wanted them there. I just believed that it would be best for them to not be there, because they would have probably felt very uncomfortable being there. So more for them than for me. Them not being there was my choice, which is why I didn't tell them for 2 years that I was a Christian. My mum was very openly not a fan of my choices, and sent me a lot of articles about people who had become part of cults, and tried to convince me that alpha courses, that alpha courses were a cult. And it was very odd, but I think the fact that I stuck to my guns, so to speak, I don't really care anymore. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm very open about my faith now. I really don't mind, and I can't control what she thinks. I can't control what my dad thinks. Can't control what my brother thinks. But I do what the Lord asks, and I present my faith as best I can through myself and my own actions. When we would say our prayers and services here, we'd pray that all the prayers in the chapel book of prayer would be fulfilled, and we'd sort of go through it because there's too many that we can't say, can someone do their like specific prayer?
So like a summary prayer?
Yeah, like a summary prayer, may all the prayers be fulfilled, because God will know. God knows what's in there. Maybe it's a little bit, well, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. At least you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, if you want the service to be 2 hours long just for the prayers, then go for it, Queen. But I'm not reading them all out, especially when some of them ask for wives. I'm not asking that out yet. But then we have...
Was that one of yours?
No, unfortunately not, no. Mine was to ask for guidance on becoming a monk.
was it just something that you told people about yourself?
Mixture of it all, maybe. I was always very open about it. If people asked me what I wanted to do, I was like, well, I want to become a monk. Because it was the truth. I wanted to become a monk. And, you know, every opportunity is an opportunity for evangelism in those moments. So naturally, I obviously am fine to share it if people ask. And it's the truth, so why hide from it?
So what was your process in trying to become a monk? Were there like certain places, certain people that you had to talk to?
Yeah, so the first port of call, at least for the church that I'm a part of, is you talk to your priest or the person who's kind of your pastor, and you talk to them about it and see what they say about it, because they're a spiritual advisor in your life, and it's a spiritual vocation. My priest then pointed me in the direction of Mucknell Abbey. I then was lucky enough to be able to go and visit them with a trip from the chapel, and got given the opportunity to have multiple conversations with the monks there and talk to them about their lives. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to go to another monastery, a Catholic monastery called Dowie Abbey, which is a beautiful place filled with beautiful people, and I got to go and have a lot of conversations with them. And I think Dowie Abbey was sort of the end of my path towards monasticism. Not that I got spurned, I just decided that I needed to do something else before that, at that time. I fell in love. I felt honestly like I was being given a gift from God to be able to be so happy with someone and so secure and so loved. And I felt a genuine love from her, which I don't think I've really ever felt from anyone else. And it meant the world to me, and it still does mean the world to me. And so that really was the sort of nail in the coffin of the monastic dream for now.
Because she was there every step of the way as well.
Yeah, she was. She was a massive part of that journey. She was very, very formative to it. She was also probably one of the few people who was very supportive, outspokenly supportive of it. And I loved that about her. And as a consequence of spending so much time with her, looking at monasticism and talking about monasticism, I just fell absolutely head over heels for her and refused to look back when the future's with her. Yeah, it's really not.
Oh, the purple. Do you want to be a priest or do you want to be a chaplain? Or it's in it. Do you want to be a vicar or do you want to be a chaplain?
Chaplain first, then vicar.
Really? Chaplain then vicar?
Yeah.
I think they put you into parish first. I think everyone has to do.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea, and I don't think it'll be used because my one's.
Do you want to put it on?
No, absolutely not. No. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, this is it. There you go.
Great, last one.
Hasn't even changed.
Aww. No one's worn it, so.
No one has worn it. Well, because I was the tallest person.
Aww.
So that even this is technically just short. It's just shy of being proper height.
It should be sweeping and forward, shouldn't it?
Just about just skimming, really. This thing was incredible.
Part.
This was my absolute favourite part. I stopped being me when I put this on. I loved it.
Aww. Huh?
It was perfect. It was great. I wasn't me. I was an instrument of the church.
Right? Remembering all our sleepless nights, sleepless. Or the long evenings.
Yeah.
Washing out. Thankless task.
I remember how you would get annoyed at me because I would stay until the job is done a lot of the time. But you would also do that as well.
Yeah.
But I remember that it was really us getting annoyed that we had to stay for so long because everyone else would just be like, no, I'm going home now.
Yeah.
And the amount of times
Sorry,
that
I've
people would
gotta
come
go.
just for the service and it would be like, well,